back with the Prelude to Woodbury Part 3. Philip is dead, and Brian has become the leader of Woodbury. However, he needs a way to inspire loyalty in his people. He has discovered that they love the spectacle of arena combat, with the added threat of chained walkers, but of course that means that someone has to chain them up in the first place. In this scenario, Brian will win if we can get 4 captured walkers into the red truck before the threat tracker reaches the maximum. If it reaches 18 or Brian is killed, the game is over. Right, so let's get on with it. Turn 1, and my first action, which I'm going to sneak up until the edge of the truck, staying in contact with the truck, and I'm just going to make some noise to drag the walker into me. So now we've got the event phase. There's nothing in the kill zone because I made the noise and dragged the walker there anyway. So, event card. What do we got? We've got all quite low threat, 1 model with low nerve. We haven't got that, so we just add 1 to the threat tracker. And now it's the melee phase, so another 1 to the threat tracker. And let's roll the dice. I've got 1 white dice, 2 damage. Walker has 1 red dice in defense. In this scenario, once you beat a walker in combat, you've captured and you're dragging that walker around behind you. But that's the end of my turn. Nothing doing the end phase. So the beginning of turn 2, and my first action will be put the walker in the truck. My second action, I'm going to sneak towards the supply counter. We'll see if we can grab one. They're not that important. Moving on, event card. What do we get? The hunger, +1 to the threat straight away. That makes it low threat, so that also means we've got to move 1 eligible walker straight towards Brian. So we'll bring this walker straight down. Well, there goes that idea for the supply counter. Hopefully I can win this. Capture that walker and drag that one back to the truck. But melee phase, so threat tracker up by 1. Let's roll the dice. 1 damage, and the walker got... Ooh, a bite. Got to use the reroll for my dagger, which I still failed, so I'm going to use my leather jacket, which nullifies all damage from 1 round of combat. Lost the jacket already. Time to go defensive. First action, sneak back to the truck. Second action, hold my nerve. I do, so I lower the threat level by 1. And now the event phase. And we check the kill zone. That walker is in, so moves into base contact with Brian. Now the event card. +1 threat. Nothing seems to happen, so add another threat. And as we're in the melee phase, we add another threat, so we're up to 7. Alright, let's roll some dice. I got a 1, and the walker got a blank. Okay, so I won that one. That walker is now on the deck, being dragged around. So there's nothing to do in the end phase. I'm going to use my first action to push that walker into the truck. So that's 2 captured. And my second action, I'm going to sneak back towards the supply counter and see if I can get it this time. Now the event phase. Nobody's in the kill zone. Let's grab the card. We got roamers. We're at low threat. 1 eligible walker needs to move towards me. I'm going to pick the walker on the right, measure the distance, and he gets in. Now, the melee phase, so the threat goes up by 1 again. And now it's time to roll some dice. I got a 2 with a crit. Walker got a 1. I can choose to ignore the crit, so I just knock the walker down. I've now captured that walker, well, dragging that walker around. That's the end of that turn. Beginning of the next turn, nothing doing the end phase. My first action is going to be sneak back towards the car. And then my second action, I'm going to push the walker into the truck. And that's the end of my action phase. So event phase, nothing in the kill zone. We need a card. So we got won't stay down. We're still on low threat. There's no prone walkers, so we just add 1 to the threat level, taking us up to 9. There is nothing to do in the end phase, so next turn, my first action, I'll sneak towards the supply counter. I'll actually search it for once. So let's see what we get. Hopefully we get something decent. Not really, we get a lurker. Okay, lurker has 2 red dice in attack. Got a 1. I'm only allowed to defend, so that's 2 red dice. Also got a 1, so that nullified, but +1 to the threat level. This scenario, to win, you don't have to search the supply counters. The one that I did search is a lurker. I think I'm just going to aim to complete the mission. Forget the rest of the supply counters. Okay, time to move on. Let's grab an event card, see what we get. Medium threat, roll a blue dice, move that many walkers towards me. So let's roll this blue dice. 2, we've only got 1 on the board, so that one will walk towards me, and then I have to place an extra walker on the board edge somewhere. And I think I'll put it behind the car. And now it's the melee phase again. So the threat tracker goes up by 1. Okay, now it's time to roll some dice. Again, 1 white dice in melee. Oh, damaged. Yes, got it. No, I haven't. The walker survived that round. So that's the end of that turn. Nothing doing the end phase. Beginning of the next turn, and I'm just going to play it safe. I'm going to sneak back to the car, and I'm going to hold my nerve. Or I'm not. I failed to do that. So now we move into the next event phase. Let's check the kill zone. She's in. And now we need a card, and the card is the Hunger, +1 threat. And we got to roll a blue dice and move that many eligible walkers towards Brian. Just the 1, stuck by the scenery, melee phase, threat up by 1. And time to roll some dice. And Brian gets 2. The walker gets 1, and that's it. Knocked her down. I'm now dragging that walker around. End phase does nothing. Start of the new turn. My first action, put the walker in the truck. And that's it. Mission complete. I'll move Brian and get in the car and drive off. Why not? But that's it. All done, dusted, victorious. Only got 1 of the supply counters, but you don't need the supply counters to complete this mission. Though I did also end up losing my leather jacket. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you later.